himself. That's timing. That's timing, Matt.
That was timing. Right. Good evening, ladies, gentlemen, and anybody else who may be watching. The link that William has just shared in chat is a link to the latest government super plan that we all have to have IDs so the government can track everything that you're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll get on to that one in a bit. So, yes, good evening, everybody. Hope we're all well. And Hanky, I hope your sugar levels have returned to normal, because they definitely weren't safe.
No, they weren't.
You need to be careful, mate. So, yeah, what sort of week has everybody had this week?
Apart from a little work issue. And trying not to take my frustrations out on the wife and kids. It hasn't really worked this weekend so much. All right.
The week wasn't horrible. Usual overtime fun crap, and them deciding that for 3 days straight I get to run nothing but galvanized pipes, so I couldn't breathe right for 3 days. But
I Bill and I just can't remember because we're old.
No, that's other chemicals from your past that are still there.
Where are we?
Good God.
I forgot how many chickens can we count.
Oh, it's not. Oh, it's been an It's not been a bad week. Same old week, really. It's, been all right. So, I've been okay. I don't think anything exciting's happened this week. Well, it can't have done because I can't fucking remember it if it has. So.
Well, fair enough.
No, it's just been a week.
I mean,
nothing of interest at all happened this week.
We have got some news. Mel tripped over a couch. I mean,
at least the trees are safe.
A soft
Now,
landing
was
as
it-
well, though.
Were you trying to trip over the couch? Like it was like you trying to do like a stuntman type practice thing, or was it accidental?
I mean, I suppose if you're going to trip over something and land on something, a couch is better, or we call it a sofa, but a couch is better, isn't it?
Yeah,
At least it's a soft landing.
Depends what part of the US you're in, Matt. Same thing.
Yeah, it's a soft landing. Oh, it was accidental.
Say,
Now, have you thought about getting your eyes checked? Because if you can't see a tree or a couch,
or possibly bubble wrap.
Or bubble wrap, yeah. I mean,
well, no. If you're gonna go bubble, you don't go the bubble wrap. You get those giant inflatable ones you get inside of.
No, because you know what?
It's got like 4 feet on either side of you.
Mel would wrap herself in bubble wrap and then sit there popping the bubbles constantly.
We would all, Matt. That is for all of us. Don't act like you wouldn't do the same thing. A lot of wrap you up for safety. You hear in the background pop, 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 pop.
That's true. Yeah, if you could have laid on the sofa, Mel could have landed on you, then it would have been a much softer landing for Mel. It would have been safer.
Maybe back before I lost weight and I was still, close to 300 pounds. Then that might have been. I'm a bony ass.
At least you
would tension sheet on it.
Yeah. At least you didn't hurt yourself. That's the main thing.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. ID cards.
I'll say so. We obviously have IDs here, but it's basically just for purchasing certain things, like obviously tobacco, alcohol, things like that. Or you get pulled over, they have to identify who you are. I get that part.
The issue I have is
get these to be like a tracking thing on an app on your phone or something.
Well, officially, the government say it's just so we know who everybody is.
Okay.
We already know who we are. Well,
That's
most
kind of why I was.
I mean, most of the time, I do know who I am. You know,
Yeah,
there are.
It depends which personality
I
pops
mean,
out at the moment, but you know.
there are days when I'm not sure, but
Bollocks to you too, Lee. Lovely to see you too, Lee.
hi, Martin.
Evening, Martin. Mate.
Martin, hey, Lee,
Hi,
Lisa.
Martin.
Hi,
The
Lisa.
issue is, as Lee and I, you probably picked up on Lee's show when we were talking about this, is it's a way of them tracking you. Like in America, they're tracking you.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
they track you anyway. We know this.
Well, if anybody, that right there will get you. You know,
Oh, yeah.
everybody
Yeah.
that's so was paranoid about
But
being tracked.
forgetting-
Well, get rid of
forgetting
your cell
that-
phone. Don't worry.
There's ways around that with your phone. There is ways around that, which I'll talk to you about. But with this, it's obviously going to have a pin, chip and pin sensor in it, which means it's trackable, which means it knows where you go, what you do, what you spend your money on, how long do you spend in a car, what food do you eat, what medication do you have, what blood type are you, blah, blah, blah. All sounds
Now-
good.
Not really, though. Think about it. They're already trying to enforce on how much you're able to drive, anyways. If you're going to add that to it, to where they can track how much you're driving exactly.
Well, this is the problem. What they're aiming on is a digital system.
Matthew,
I have proof that this was not my idea this time.
yeah, and I heard with my own ears you and Bill collaborating that it was a good idea and you were going to do it.
Yeah, but the idea originally came from Mel. Well, no, it is getting that stupid, Hanky. It is funny. There are, it is kind of, you can make it funny, I agree.
I mean,
But there is the
That includes
serious
the pizza.
side of it.
that'll be the next tax. You spent too long on your missus last week. Nope.
It's a scary thought, really, because it's just the start. It's that, the thin end of the wedge. Once they start, that's it.
The thing is, it's going to be a digital system.
I mean, Bill has shared a link in chat, which Lee sent us. Go over there and support that, please. But just,
Share
it's
it
not.
again.
Yeah.
It's
I'll
not
share it
costing
again
anything.
before. Yeah, I'll share it again before the end of the show as well.
Thank you, Bill. It's not costing you anything to go and do that petition. So why not do it?
Well, most of those, you don't even have to have the fact that you signed it be a public thing. It just counts you as a signature.
I mean, the government always goes on about, keep your banking information private, keep this private, keep that private.
Mm.
Thank you, Hanky. The issue is, we don't just want it private from somebody who's like a black hat hacker. We want it private from you
Right.
as a government, because governments are just as bad as any hacker.
Well, if not worse, because then they try to justify it legally and say, well, we have the right to do da-da-da-da.
How do you think the government agencies set up computer surveillance? They don't have people who are specialists. They go and get black hat hackers and put those in government positions.
Oh, it's funny you say that. I actually saw an interview a guy did like a week or so ago, and he was one of, basically, if you had known who he was, no, you didn't type hackers. Like, he was just beyond good with anything he could do. And like, he was using like the flipper zeros and doing all kinds of stuff. Well, he obviously got busted and got an option. You have life in prison because you've obviously broken enough laws, or we can hire you.
Yeah.
Mm.
Like,
Let me think.
it was funny. The guy
I'll
guy
have a
literally
job,
pulled.
thank you.
Yeah.
It
I
wasn't.
get that.
It wasn't
Very
actually a
well.
flash. It wasn't a flash drive, but it was the same size and like it looked like a flash drive. He takes it, flips the power switch on it, He says, all right, now take out, the guy doing the interview, sorry, take out your cell phone and search for Wi-Fi networks.
Yeah.
It went from 2 networks to like, I'm not kidding, 70 or 80 different networks. He said 2 of those are real, the rest are me. He
He's
said,
proved.
if you sign into any of those, there's an auto password lock on this device that will search every password on your phone and every password on your computer and instantly send me all your data.
There's a network called the Tor network, okay? And the Tor network is what everybody uses for to go into the dark web. I use the Tor network for other things that I don't want tracking. And the Tor network was created by the American government and the CIA
I was going to
for
say,
military safe purposes.
yeah, it was the CIA who developed that network.
Yeah. And when they developed it, they thought, oh, yeah, nobody will be able to. The trouble was, the people that invented it are now the people who run the dark
Yeah,
web.
Mike,
The dark web is far bigger than the normal web. Far, far bigger.
Which is, as someone who's never even dabbled into it, that's terrifying to think about because you think how big the internet access is already.
yeah.
Who in their right mind? A lot of people, actually, Martin, because of the way mobile phones are, if you think about it.
Well, there's also a thing where I don't know so much anymore, but there was for a while people would drive around and try to just anyone that had a Wi-Fi network with no security password on it, they would connect to it just so they have free Wi-Fi for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's why now I've locked my phone so that it only uses 4G or 5G in this area on my personal network.
I'll say mine unless I previously signed into one, mine won't do it. Yep.
Yeah. Mine won't log on to anything else anymore.
So many people have bank details on their phone as well.
Hey, Mike.
Scary.
Well, this is it. I mean, fortunately, the banking app is the dual ID.
Yeah.
And you can't get into my banking app without having my fingerprint or my face print.
Oh, you can smash face into it?
Yeah.
I may be a detailed print.
Yeah, it is stupid, Martin. It's not your. It's not just opinion. It is stupid because
No, it is. It is stupid. But think of the things that people do over here in general, for especially if it's considered free. You know.
Honestly, I never ever use free Wi-Fi in cafes or anywhere else because you don't know who's at the next table with the laptop or the phone who's producing a micro network.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. It really, really is scary. We know America's been doing it for years.
Oh yeah.
And the UK is just getting gradually worse and worse and worse.
Or it's more obvious about it.
Because Starmer wants to know who's a right-wing fascist.
Yeah. Exactly, Mike. I won't use free
yeah.
Wi-Fi. I don't need to use free Wi-Fi. I have unlimited internet on my phone contract.
Yep.
So
yeah, I won't connect to restaurant Wi-Fi or any of that.
Yeah.
So I don't have to connect to anybody else's Wi-Fi. And it's locked so that it only connects to my home Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
And it's the only way we can do it now. And yet, according to them, we are all far right.
You're far right if you don't agree with Starmer. That's fact.
And we're all just now being, seen as more and more paranoid. No, we've just been saying the same shit for a long time, and everyone's now seeing the same things we've seen.
I was going to say, I mean, my views are just left of centre. And I mean, just left of centre. And I mean, anybody knows me knows I've always been a liberal person. I believe in freedom of choice and freedom to not inflict our views on somebody else. Somebody disagrees with me, fine. I don't expect everybody to agree with me.
I don't mind having a difference of opinion with somebody. If you can be like we often have them, like with Lee and Lisa, we've had differences of opinion over a subject.
Yeah.
But you can quite happily sit there and discuss those opinions in an adult, well, semi-adult manner. But you can, you know, without resorting to the way that the loony left are being, this attitude of being aggressive and then getting to the point where they're being violent as well.
Mm-hmm. Like, I understand that, you know, temperatures are high everywhere in the world right now, but the straight, just blatant disregard and the violence that are outbursts happening everywhere is ridiculous.
It's like, can somebody give me a reasonable, logical explanation for all this stuff against the St. George's flag and the Union Jack? Can somebody give me an actual, honest answer?
What the difference between the Union Jack and the Union
I know
flag?
the difference between the two flags, you Jersey git. I mean, why is there so much?
See, I heard there was an uproar about stuff, but I didn't know like what the actual issue was.
Why is there so much hate for having those two flags? They're our flag in our country.
Because the loony left will say, in the past, the important bit is here, in the past, many, I mean, like decades and decades going back, the UK, the British people, not like the working man, but people in power, did some really bad things over the years. And it did happen. And I'm not denying that.
Not denying we did some bad things, but
the point is,
we did some good things, and we left all of those countries in a better state than we found them.
The point is, these are things that happened in the past.
Yeah.
You know, just because what happened with, I don't know, in the 1600s with slavery, for instance, you can't really, what the fuck can us lot do about slavery and what happened in the 16th? It happened. It wasn't us. I mean, for all I know, maybe one of my relatives was involved in slavery. I don't fucking know.
There was a statue in Bristol that got thrown into the Bristol River.
Yeah.
Which was apparently this person was part of the slavery trade.
We've had it over here numerous times over the last few years of things being, you know, destroyed or taken down or whatever because it somewhere. Yes, there is historical background of having a bad connection to something, but there's also historical connection to the area, to the, you know, everything, the people, you know.
The thing is in America, you've got the issue with the Confederate flag.
Right?
Yeah.
That everybody sees the Confederate flag of the Confederacy in the South as that's racial hatred against.
I was going to say it's seen as a racial image, yeah.
Black people, and there are still people out there we know in America who are not very nice, shall we say?
Okay. If you want to find racism, go to America.
But
that's easy.
Out of all of the people in America, you can't blame all of America for a minority. And the Confederate flag means a lot more than just, oh, they were involved in slavery.
Yeah.
If you look at the history of that flag.
No, to a lot of people, it means, you know, a fight for, you know, a lot of things.
Well,
And it's not just, unfortunately, yes, that was also involved in the process, but it wasn't everything.
Exactly.
I'm not trying to defend the slavery aspect by any means, but that's a given, you know. But it does kind of suck to see a lot of historical things being dismantled.
There's been throughout history. If we did a 12-hour show and went through all of history, you know, there's bad people in all places in the world.
Throughout all of time.
All of time, right?
All of
There's
time.
always, be they English, Scottish, Welsh, Irish, American, Canadian, whatever.
Italians,
Italians, oh, fuck me, Italians have had some
you
right.
you look what the Romans did. They took people from from North Africa, drafted them into the Roman military, and stuck them up on Hadrian's Wall. But then they took the English and stuck them in North Africa.
The thing everybody forgets about, you know, like Italy, and yeah, the Italians were fascist. But then halfway through the war, the Italians saw sense and decided to change sides. Got rid of Mussolini, rather unceremoniously. They tied him to a cartwheel and shot him to pieces with a 1/2-inch machine gun.
All right, Martin, just because you said that, I did not have the flag on top, but there was a generally painted, like, probably 2002 Charger going down the road the other day.
You're not telling me that if somebody said, look, you can have an original, like, 67, 68 Charger.
Oh, dude,
would I have one with the Confederate flag on the roof? You're fucking right, I will.
Would I weld the doors shut so I had to go through the windows? Maybe.
But, you know,
just don't let Tyler weld the doors shut because they'll fly open halfway down the road.
Yeah, they'll fall off.
No, the weld will last longer than the car will after you flip it.
Well, there was even a van in Payton that someone had a Confederate flag in the back of the van, and someone tried to trigger something on the local Facebook page about it.
It's a piece of cloth.
Yeah.
And yet, Mike,
it represents an area of the world.
Like Mike just said, the amount of hate between Africans and Jamaican people.
Yeah.
You know, for various reasons going back in history. There's nothing we can do about what happened in the past. You can't change it.
Well, that's that right there, though. That's a scary thought about stuff going on right now. Because all this crap that all these officials are doing can never be undone as far as, you know, happening in the first place. Yeah, laws can be changed later. Things can try to be fixed, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But it's happening now, and it's not going to unhappen.
But the problem is at the minute, one of the things that they want to do, and we know in America they want to do it, from the great Trump, and his idea of let's get rid of talking about history.
There's that. And there was another thing he said a couple days ago. It is now said by himself that if any news outlet, reporter, journalist, whatever, releases anything negative against him, anything that has not been pre-approved in general to be seen as okay by the White House or the Pentagon, that they will be seeing, what they say, there will be consequences if anything negative put out that's not pre-approved.
Yeah, well, think about the last man that did that.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
Yeah, had that stupid little mustache.
Yes. And we're heading down the same line, or you are, with America.
Oh, very quickly. Tell you what, though, Disney found out real quick you don't piss off my generation that are now adults with adult money.
Mm.
In the last, what they said, 3 or 4 days, because they decided they were going to let Trump say what they can and can't release, and they're going to go against amendments to the Constitution because Trump said so. I think they said last, like I said, 3 or 4 days, they lost so many subscriptions, vacations canceled, weddings canceled, and all that. The number keeps changing, but it was somewhere over like $3 billion of just cancellations and everything. And it's not just the U.S. I saw people from Sweden, Netherlands, everywhere, all canceling Disney and Hulu and ESPN, anything ABC, pretty much.
And, Martin, I know. The issue is they're all arguing over who's got the best religion.
And it's
Basically,
the same one.
you're all arguing over an invisible fucking muppet who sits on a clam. Not that there's anything wrong if you wish to believe in your religion, but you're believing.
But when
on
you're arguing over it to a point that you get violent with each other and start wars over it,
over something that you can't prove exists.
Yeah. My imaginary friend's better than your imaginary friend.
I was just thinking that, Bill.
And that's what it is.
No, my imaginary friend, it will beat up your imaginary friend. Just watch. Wait till he gets here.
I'm waiting.
I was going to say, and then you get the SpongeBob thing 10,000 years later.
Exactly, Lee. There is only one God, and his name was Lemmy.
Yep. And he ain't coming back.
I wish he was. If I could bring back one person, it'd be Lemmy.
Yeah, but now things have changed. You'd want to bring back Ozzy.
No, I bring back Ronnie before I brought back Ozzy.
I don't get me wrong. I like Ozzy was good when he was with Sabbath, and I liked Ozzy. And it's a shame he died. It really was. Obviously, it was also a miracle he lived as long as he did. But
I'll give you that one.
This is what all the youngsters have forgotten, and who grew up were shocked that he lived that long.
Yeah.
We all knew he was going. We all knew it was just time. The same with Lemmy, to be honest.
Yeah.
Lemmy getting to that as old as he did was unbelievable.
Well, how old was Lemmy when he went?
Out of those two and Ronnie James Dio, the one that was a shock was Ronnie James Dio because he died of cancer inside a year. And before that, he was fit and healthy.
Yes. Yeah, I saw that one, Martin. Yeah, that was really clever. That's an interesting person to bring back, Mike. Edgar Allan Poe.
Yeah.
I was actually reading some of his old stories, audiobook the other day.
You reading? I didn't know you could.
I said audiobook. I was at work.
He's halfway through. He started when he was 6, and he's halfway through the Cat in the Hat book.
There's a lot of bright colors, okay? You got to pause and you appreciate things.
Very true, mate. Very true. You keep trying. Like I tell Gwendolyn, you just keep going. Keep trying.
Appreciate the small things that you can.
She said.
Right.
Somebody had to drop the tone. Knew it was coming.
The scary part is if that's what she said, Craig's been visiting, Thailand a little more than we thought.
Hey, you're the one who keeps buying. You're the one who has a bag of Sour Patch Kids that are in blue triangle shape.
No, you got the ones that have the happy faces. You got the ones. Problem was, you take the wrong happy face, you're gonna have a long day.
Or a very
whatever you do, don't take the unhappy face because that's just a whole nother situation.
What you want is the round tablets with a dove on. This will
You got me on
explode
that
him.
one.
You don't know what they are.
No.
No, he's too young to appreciate good
You don't
LSD.
appreciate it.
Don't appreciate
So
good
the
ecstasy.
LSD wasn't a big thing when I was growing up, and everybody was experimenting with stuff. That wasn't.
You know where the yellow face smiley T-shirt came from, don't you?
That was the original pressing of the tablets, wasn't it?
It was the original tablets that were cut onto litmus paper, LSD.
Mm.
Yeah,
Goes
the
back-
smiley face stamps. Yeah.
Goes back to the 60s, that does.
Well and truly.
Apparently. So I read.
Apparently.
I'll say we're.
Oh,
There's
yeah,
no
how
personal
many-
experience
how
in
many
any.
of those- Yeah, how many of those did you read, Matt?
Quite a few.
The worst one was the day I cracked my back, and all of a sudden I was reading the same thing again. I don't know how it happened.
Imagine if you changed all envelopes instead of that. So, you know when you used to
Oh,
lick
Matt, no, I know what you're
put
thinking
LSD
already.
on envelopes, so every time a granny goes in and like spike the envelopes.
I'll just make the stamps lickable again. There you go.
I mean, different kind of stamp, but yeah.
I tell you what, it's probably cheaper to buy LSD than it is a first class stamp now.
Probably would be, yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
No,
The
that's
problem-
me. I remember there being a time of, here's a hit for this much, here's this for this much, here's what it's like. God, times have changed so much.
Well, nobody sends letters really anymore, do they?
Bill collectors.
Yeah. Yeah, councils,
Yeah, and anybody that wants
energy
money.
bills. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's the best thing. You go to get certain stuff. They're like, all right, we need proof of address. We need something, sent to your house in, letter form. All I have is junk mail. Do you want that?
You just take all your junk mail in and throw it out.
No, it's like I remember there was a guy years ago got fined something by the city. It was like, I don't know, a few $100, but he went into the bank and got it all in pennies and brought it in the wheelbarrow.
Yeah. Payback.
We can't accept that. It's U.S. currency. It's the exact amount down to the penny of what I owe you. Given now we don't have pennies.
See, now they could have been even more awkward. I'm sorry, sir, you have to wait until we count it all.
I mean,
Oh.
there was one guy that got a speeding ticket or something from whatever. So he went and got the money, took everyone in $1 bills, folded them into origami pigs, put them in Krispy Kreme boxes, and delivered his payment for his fine to the sheriff's office.
Yeah, Matt, and you're right. The argument over the colour of the hats, they were wrong.
Mm.
I just love the idea that the ultimate Lister was God.
Mm.
Yeah. That's a scary thought.
I just think that was brilliant. He was supposed to start the second Big Bang.
Talking of big bangs,
Matt, what have you done?
did anybody catch the UK Vape Show this week?
No.
Right. I only bring the UK Vape Show up for one reason, is that they were talking about the fact of Expo
Okay.
Yeah.
and that Maze is going ahead, as far as we know. But October's is in doubt.
It's postponed.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I take exception to the word postponed because
Yeah.
because postponed implies it will happen at a later date.
Yes,
Right.
But as the May
Yeah.
one was
In May.
already penciled in, yes, but as the May one was already penciled in, you can't postpone the October one until then, unless they're doing 2 expos in May.
as Lisa just said, it's been cancelled, mother
That's the one.
Yep.
fluffers. What I found hilarious about is Vaping with Vic's comments on this. The only thing we could talk about on the show was Victor's health, Aidan's health, Pugs making stupid jokes, not really abnormal there.
Nothing unusual there, no.
The UK vape, well, the UK Expo, and nothing about the important things that are going on. Again,
Wait, they didn't
regarding
bring up any of the stuff going on?
nothing.
No, nothing.
Oh, come on. You're on. I know it was it's what, at least an hour and a half, 2 hour show.
It's a
You could
2-hour
spend-
show.
You could spend 5 minutes.
Not if you watch
Not
it
even
how
sorry.
Matt watches it.
I think I only did about 3/4 of an hour.
What, 8 times
really,
speed?
Really had it background.
I just kept clicking fast forward, fast forward, fast forward. Oh, I've watched it. I only watched it because I wanted to see what was said. And I was in a misguided hope that he may talk about the importance. You're talking about Expo, which a lot of people still like to go to, which is fine. Personally, don't see the point, but some people still enjoy going. You're talking about that, which gives you a segue into saying, oh, and while we're talking about this,
And talking about the industry and
this is where we can then talk about the industry and what's going on with the government and who's doing this and doing that and blah, 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 blah. Also, Vic this week has had a go at Bogan about the fact that Bogan isn't doing anything about advocacy.
okay. Pot kettle situation much?
I would do a mic drop, but it's attached to the arm, so I can't. But
I was gonna say, don't pick Mike up and drop him. That's not very nice.
I'm not picking Mike up. I've got a bad back.
So did he.
It's one of those you just sort of go, really?
It was the most pointless 2 hours of live streaming I have ever witnessed. And that includes all the previous UK vape shows.
It's
I
just, I don't get it.
You
If
think
you're not going to say anything, you're not going to try and help the situation, then don't say anything. And cool,
I mean,
whatever.
a little
You're not
while
going to.
ago, in one of
But-
his WhatsApps, he said about how Vaping with Vic is the only channel that has said anything about the vape bans. Okay, bullshit. But
What,
okay.
they weren't going to happen. Everything would be fine. Not worry about everything, and then
That's
everybody's
what I
screwed.
said.
Maybe all right.
And now we've completely ignored it on this show. And now we're slagging off another reviewer who also hasn't done anything. It's like, you're proving what I said. You're proving exactly what I said, Vic. I said, if the people in the vape industry stopped sniping at each other like a bunch of 3-year-olds, got together and did something as a group, you might get somewhere.
Yeah.
A year and a half, 2 years ago, now, forget it.
I would say, him sniping at Bogan sounds really familiar to all the bullshit. What was it? 2017, 2018, 2019, with all the crap going on.
Vic,
Before that,
Vic likes to, as much as I do these rants, I think we've got rights to them. Vic
Yeah.
does these rants, but when you look back, he's not doing a rant because he's come out and said something and it's honest and he's made a point. He's just ranting to try and cause trouble so he can get himself back in the limelight, which is what he did with Mark TVP.
Yeah. I mean, you look at it. When we've put the information out to do with everything that's happening and going to happen with vaping, we've used legal sources, government sources that are publicly accessible
and medical report backed
and proven. We have not come up with some spurious, oh, I've heard a whisper.
from a friend. I've got a friend somewhere who told me something.
That's who he is. Vic, he's Scottish Sippy. No. Which must make Shrek bungle. I just
look at it realistically, but Shrek's more like George.
Oh, Zippy.
Well, just get off the rainbow thing because it's going to go bad.
Yeah.
Although apparently, I didn't see this bit, but some genius has come up with the idea that they're going to do their own expo.
So did we talk about the actual legitimacy of this actually happening with all the things involved with actually running an expo?
Well, no, I mean it's possible. Yes,
but
you
it's
could
more
do
involved
it.
than any of these people realize.
It can be done. First off, they haven't got time to organise it.
Second, they don't have a place to hold it in yet.
Vic's shed.
Third, they're trying to find some sponsors as well for it. And no company are going to want to sponsor something that's going to be really small.
And fourth, if they somehow manage to pull this off and get it running, where's the footfall going to park? Bearing in mind they're going to need 30 vendors there.
You're all going to. It's also the money, the financial side of it,
And the insurance and
How much are the prices?
Just to cover the basics, they're going to need 30 vendors.
like I said, which vendors are going to put the money into traveling for an event that's going to be small?
Obviously, you'd have to charge the vendors,
Right.
for the pitch.
Oh, see, you're going to have to charge. Obviously, there's going to be no free tickets or anything like Expo likes to do. So certain reviewers are not going to go because that just ain't in the cards.
There's a big difference going to Expo at Birmingham and going to Expo in
Manchester.
Oldfield.
Somebody's shed or wherever they've decided to do it. Expo, you've got proper public toilets. You know, you've got toilets for facilities.
Like proper plumbing in the building. And
you've obviously got venues where you can eat. Not that I'd suggest it in Expo, but there are places to get food. There are places to get drinks. There are places, you can sit down. The big one that I thought, and Bill and I said about this, is you've got to think of nowadays the disabled access point of view.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You've
you
got
can't
to
just
have
hold it in any old building.
You've got to have access, disabled access for the building. You've got to have disabled facilities, toileting facilities.
Mm-hmm.
And separate parking, at least,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also parking, yeah.
They've thought about none of this. It's kind of I know. I mean, it'd be like me and Lee and G going, I know, we're going to put a concert on.
Like,
right? Who's paying for it?
so you guys know the expos here have been done for years. That hasn't been a thing for a long time. The closest thing to an expo we have now, there's one small vape shop about 3 hours south of where I'm at in Ohio that has a meetup like once a year where people try to fly in if they can and people meet up who live around the area, whatever. That I understand. You've already got a location. You're not worried about this and that. And, it's a meetup. It's not an expo. It's not a whole event.
If somebody had their head screwed on, okay, you go to Matt. I can't remember his second name. He's the guy who owns Evolution Vaping.
Yeah.
You'd go to Evolution Vaping and you'd say to him, right, Expo's not on in October. How about we use your shop because it is big enough, easily big enough. He's got the parking there as well. It's not in the centre of town. It's Sutton Coalfield, I think, one of his shops.
Yeah.
We set up an outside tent there. So you use the shop. That means the way he gets to walk through business.
Yeah.
You put the homes, all of the fancy modders and everything out in the tent. You've got toilet facilities there at the shop, disabled toilets, all of that there. There's a McDonald's just around the corner. Everything's there. And you say to him, right, you let us do it at your shop. We go splits on the money side of it. You get X amount, blah, 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 blah. He makes money, you make money. That's how you do it. He's already got liability insurance because he's a business.
Well, like you said, if you set up things properly, you could have people do a walk-through kind of shopping type thing if they wanted to look at stuff while they're there.
One other small thing that nobody has thought about on Vaping with Vic's channel is that depending how many people they get at this venue, for every 30 people that are in that venue, they need 2 members of security staff by law, trained.
And those are what, easily £25 an hour per person?
Oh, yeah. And they have to be badge carry SIA trained. I mean, I know somebody I could put in touch with, Vic, and say, here's a company that can do it for you. No problem. But they're living in the dream world.
Well, see, Mike, the same thing like the small meetup here. Like the small things like that, you can do that. That's not a huge thing. You can't have a full-size expo, convention at somebody's house.
I get
unless you're really, really well off, and that's
I mean, I get. Yeah, you could have say at your house, Mike. You could have like a do in the garden, like a barbecue if the weather's nice, and have maybe a tent and a few people there and stuff like that. Around Mike's house. But you could theoretically.
I'm getting my plane ticket.
But legal side of it, and
once it goes into a business thing, it's very, it's not that simple.
But then if you did it from your own home, wouldn't trading standards be sniffing round and all that sort of thing as well? You got to be careful with if you're going to do it at your own place.
You wouldn't be able to do any sales.
You could have a meet, like an event there, as in, and say, it's a barbecue for vapors, a meeting of friends.
Yeah.
Get away with that. As soon as you say, I'm going to have vendors there selling.
Right, as I said, you couldn't have any sales whatsoever. You could have people showing things, I would think, but even that would be kind of iffy.
Then it becomes a business.
Mm-hmm.
Only 50?
No, all I can think now is a vapor style rave in the middle of a farm field. You've got the strobe lights. You don't need the fog machines. You got enough vapors there, you'll be fine. And see, we're saving money already.
Give Vic some LSD.
God.
That's the best idea you've had yet.
Vic, do you see the Birdmen? They're coming. Do you see the Birdmen?
I would dress up as a Dalek for that one. Just to go across the field and attack him.
We'll get Mike to drive up and dress as a Womble. Really screw his head up.
Mike walking across with the guitar singing Overground Underground.
Womble.
I want to put on like on a old school party in the field now.
Right?
That'd be hilarious.
Oh,
I
like
mean,
the old, yes, just something like one of the old bikers bashes.
It wouldn't end well. It'd be complete chaos.
Mm.
Just like the old bikers bash.
Yeah, great. But I just.
And we have a separate field for all the reviewers to have a rumble in.
Mm-hmm. Hello fighting, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's about their level, isn't it?
We'll Americanize that a little bit. We'll have tractor pulls off to the side. Now imagine that, man. You have all the pissed UK rednecks seeing tractor pulls.
Oh, for fuck's sake, Mike.
Mike! Dude!
I was at least going to be kind. I was going to say put a tin of chicken soup in the tent.
I was going to be unkind and say a whole
No,
chicken
no,
stuff full of spray cheese, but
Will you fuck off with your spray cheese?
hey, whatever you do with that chicken, that spray cheese is your business, Matt.
Don't forget the spray tea.
The spray tea, the oil butter.
Well, I mean,
oil
Vic would probably drink spray tea because he doesn't make tea properly anyway. So
No, that's
So-
true. He don't.
You guys will love this. You said tea, it made me think about it. A couple days ago, Nova got home from school. I get home from work, and we're sitting there. She's talking about one of her shows or whatever, and they were drinking tea. And she went on how bad she wanted tea. And I was already boiling a kettle on the stove to make myself a cup of tea. This little girl sat down and made me make her a cup of tea. And she sat there and let it cool properly, and then sat there with her little cup and just sipped her tea.
bless her.
But something else I saw yesterday, one of the reviewers put something out. Now, once you've moved to the UK, you kind of got to abide by, obviously, TVD laws and mill laws and everything else. I understand it's a major company, but why is there a 15 mil pod being reviewed by someone that lives in the UK?
Yeah.
Well, yes. I mean, there's at least 3 reviews. 3 reviews I know of that device.
Oh, really? Already?
Well, there's Victor's review. Victor
I
did a
forgot.
review.
I forgot he does those. I saw the disposable and thought he was done.
Yeah, he does reviews as well. Not very
Damn
well, but he
method.
does them.
Damn. Oh,
Yeah. I believe Bogan did a review of the same device.
This is the new Aspire thing, yeah.
that's where I saw it. Yep.
And I
What
think
I-
there's somebody
what I
else did
really-
one.
Haven't looked at
What
it
I
yet.
really love, though, Vic did all of what it is, how it works, but then stopped.
And went
Oh,
on
the
to-
watch the
Reviewed
rest
it
of
on
my
Rumble, and then wonders why he got a
He got a
strike
strike,
for
yeah.
promotion.
Yeah.
Because the only bit he put on YouTube was the promotion.
But think
not the
what you
actual
said.
review.
Think what you just said, right?
And go over to Rumble
You-
and watch the rest of it on Rumble.
You've done your review of this, Pixie Juice, and this is this, and blah, 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 blah. And if you want to know where to get it from, you go over here, and I put the price and everything on there.
And in the link and da da da.
Well, you've just put a link on. You put a link
And I'll
to
link
what?
it. Yeah,
Right.
and I'll link the video to Rumble. Link you the video to Rumble as well. Yeah.
They're picking on me. No.
No, you're
You're
an idiot.
Yeah, well,
You've done the full presentation on YouTube.
you tit. Honestly.
So I just looked. There's
If you'd
obviously
done
there's
the
only
presentation on Rumble and then the final bit, the review bit on YouTube, he would have got away with it.
yeah.
But he did
But
it the
not
wrong way
only that-
around. And he doesn't
But he
get
also
it.
said, and he also says that the draconian measures of YouTube.
That's a big word. Somebody got their word of the day calendar and remembered to take the page off.
But he
Well,
says that
you
as well. Due to YouTube's continuing stance against vaping products, go over to Rumble and watch the rest of it on Rumble.
Yeah.
So now you're advertising for another platform. You're putting nothing that looks like a review on their platform, looks like a promotion,
Yeah.
and we get striked and we're surprised.
not that that will piss YouTube off at all.
Right.
No.
That's not against any kind of guideline, rules, things you agreed to when you made the account,
It's brilliant, isn't it? Absolutely brilliant.
He could be a politician. He is stupid enough.
I mean, he's got friends in
Yeah.
high places.
Yeah.
Fuck
Or
off.
in
He
his,
hasn't
or
got
in his
any-
case, low places.
No, that was a good song. We ain't gonna dirty the name of the good song over him.
I mean, him and Pugs are pretty low places.
Yeah.
It's one of those things. Vic has spewed a lot of like misinformation here and there, about shit. I understand why he does it on the internet now. Because if he did it in person, you would be able to see above the influence because you wouldn't be able to see him while he's talking to you.
I mean,
That's true.
you've got Aiden who looks about 83.
Yeah, Aiden does not look well.
Oh.
Like, no, get me wrong, good for him getting himself to a place in life that's not, I give him credit for that, and I hope he's doing well with it. But it does seem like his physical health isn't reacting well to whatever he's trying to do.
And I do have a rant just for you, Martin. I have a bit of a rant, and this one does involve Victor. And it's nothing to do with vaping. They were talking, and Pugs said about a mod that he won. If you remember this, Pugs won a mod of Dave Renshaw, Salford,
Okay.
one night when we were doing the show with Dave.
Oh, okay.
That's not an issue. That's fine. If somebody wins a mod off Dave, that's cool. And they then said, "Oh, I've not seen anything of Dave for ages." Like they were friends with Dave. "Oh, I've not seen anything of Dave. I wonder how he is." And Aidan said, "Oh, the last I knew, he was having trouble with his neighbours." You didn't talk about the fact that the man's got a serious heart condition, that he has arthritis in every joint in his body and he's severely disabled, that he has severe depression and mental health problems. And yes, Dave, I know you're probably going to bitch slap me for moaning about you, but this is me getting nasty because you have no right to talk about Dave.
If you don't know,
right whatsoever.
especially being how Dave is, Dave, we love you, and we know you. We've had conversations. We've had, private chats, everything else. They, as far as I know, have not. So to get here and go on live, well, this and that and this is what I know, and no, just stop.
And the reason, Vic, you don't see Dave in your chat is because you banned him from it.
Yeah.
He probably still is banned too.
No, he is banned. I know he is. Not that Dave gives a flying fuck.
Well, no.
No.
Dave being Dave.
Yeah, well, I mean, Dave's got the same regard for the little Scottish Begatron as something he just left in the toilet. A soggy slipper.
I just thought, wow, you bunch of bastards, just to treat him like that. That's, you know, Dave's been out of it for a long time.
Yeah.
Mm.
And for a lot of
Fine
very
vaping.
legitimate fucking reasons. It isn't like we all have seen people in the industry just kind of disappear and whatever.
I can
For
tell
their
you
own
this.
whatever. But
I know.
no.
The simple answer: Dave had enough of the vaping community. That is the simple.
It had enough of the bitching, yeah.
He was sick
and
of
the
it.
internal fighting between everybody.
Mhm.
And he turned round to us after a show and he went, I've had enough. I'm thinking of giving it up. I went, we all just went, okay, Dave, fine.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah. It's a shame because we used to enjoy doing it and taking the piss with him.
Yeah.
So yeah,
No,
same as you, Mike. You did the same. You'd had enough. So you
Yeah.
just said, when we talked about it, well, you, Mike, and you basically said, I've had enough. I'm sick of it. I don't need this.
It's not
constant-"
worth the headache to keep trying to help.
No.
Which is sad to say because, I mean, like I said, people like Mike, people like Dave, it wasn't about the money. It wasn't about this and, for getting free shit. It was trying to help people.
Yeah.
And all those classics pretty much, besides, maybe, I mean, I'll give it to like Grim still. I do believe for the most part that is still his mission and, stuff like that,
Mm.
But for the most part, everybody went to a money base, this or that, or just said, fuck this and abandoned it for something that made more money in general.
I think Grim has, with certain products, he has gone for the cash.
You can tell the way he does the review, though. Have you noticed that? His tone is just different enough that you can tell he's like, this is a nice thing. It does vape well. Here's the specs of why it vapes well. Have a nice day. But if you really enjoy something, and especially something rebuildable, you're going to get a response from him that's more genuine.
Yeah, I know it did, Mike. I know. Yeah. Yeah. It's and you don't get thanked for it.
I would say think all the slag off that people get and think how much it costs for a proper computer setup, a proper camera lighting, like regular photography camera for doing stills of everything.
Let alone
Like-
the software that you need for editing
Mm-hmm.
as well.
Well, that's partially why I never got
they're
into
not
the
free either.
Instagram. Well, that's why I never got into Instagram as far as the coil building as much. I mean, I did stuff here and there, but never really got into like the high macro shots.
Yeah.
I know guys that have $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 setups of dovetailed cushioned rail systems that run off their cameras. That it's crazy the setups these guys have. And yeah, they're nice setups, but they're not cheap.
I agree, Martin. I agree with you. Jay Hayes, yeah, people don't like him, think he's a knob, think he's this, think he's that. And at times I think he might have been a bit of a knob, yes. But
Is he getting a
was
little
honest.
politically ranty these days? Yeah, but he lives
was
in America.
honest,
I understand
wasn't he?
why.
Yeah.
Didn't agree with him smashing things up that he's been sent by a company.
yeah, it's a bit, yeah.
It depended
But
on
then
the
they're
quality of what he was sent. Because some of the stuff he was sent was such shit quality. I can understand why he's like, I'm just getting rid of this.
You know what?
But-
the vape community started going downhill. Partially it was to do with the whole TVP, Vic, he said, she said, the blah, 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 like a couple of three-year-olds.
And it got real
Mhm.
personal when it shouldn't have.
And Chris Bell being involved and Dean, what's his name, who was involved. And it all got very, very childish. That's when that went wrong. And then the other thing that made it all go wrong was Can't think of his name. Who did all the Vandy Vape stuff?
Oh, Tony B.
Tony.
B.
Yeah.
You know, they all had an issue because Tony was bringing all these products out with Vandy Vape. Yeah, not all of them were good products.
It's so
Some
funny you
of them-
say that. I literally found the Mech Squonk kit sitting on the table earlier. Haven't seen that in forever.
And everybody slagged him off, and then Vic got hold of that, and Vic was like, "Oh, Tony B's an arsehole. Tony B's this. Tony's actually in real. I tell you what, I met the guy twice, and he's absolutely lovely. He's such a nice guy.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, that man does not need to do any vape channel or YouTube channel whatsoever.
No.
His money did not come from YouTube.
I said, what was he doing before that?
He
Well, probably still does.
was a professional radio DJ. He's a professional photographer. And he worked, or he had shares, I think 50% shares in was it a TV communications network?
Oh, geez. So,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. This bloke has got.
I'll let the dog out real quick. I'll be right back.
He's got some money. You know,
The thing, what people like Vic fail to understand, Tony B's aim with using Vandy Vape was to make what was a fairly
Affordable.
exclusive club affordable.
Yeah.
He loved his AIOs, but the price of them was prohibitive.
why can I hear Dave shouting? If Dave turns up now, you're to blame.
It's not an AIO. Yes, it fucking is.
Dave turns up ranting and
But that was totally Tony
Yeah, 'cause
B's aim.
the only things that were really available were billet boxes and other high-end
yeah.
stuff that you'd be paying the same amount of price for.
Well, you were talking 400 quid, weren't you? So
I said billet boxes were
Yeah.
350, 400 quid.
yeah.
Yeah.
Or if you wanted a really nice one,
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, the price went through the roof.
And I mean, even when they came out, the dot mods when they came out were 200 quid.
Yeah, they were.
Mm.
So Tony B brings out something that's 60, 70 quid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that
you
was
got
the
it.
whole point, though, wasn't it? The fact that he undercut the pricing of the market because he found a cheaper way to make something that did basically the same shit for people.
And then when he did it, everybody went, "Oh well, it's cheap."
Right.
That's the whole fucking point.
Right.
It's affordable for
Garlic break.
the
Garlic.
everyday user.
Soggy slippers.
Mm.
Not yet. I've got my trainers up.
And then every other company thought, "Oh, we can do this too."
Yeah,
And
and
you
now
say, everybody took the piss out of him for doing it, but as soon as it got popular real quick, everybody realized it worked. Everybody else would do the same thing.
Mm. And then if you want to, then you can buy the expensive bridges. Or you buy the styled ones to see if they're any good.
Yeah.
Right.
particularly as in one or two cases, the styled ones were better than the originals.
Yeah.
Or the exact same factory produced product.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm. Or the ones that may have a slight blemish.
The trouble is, once you put liquid in there, you can't see the blemish anyway.
Yeah.
Well, see, that's something I always thought was funny, especially with tanks and everything. I get they want to have a logo on the inside on the chimney and this and that. For the most part, unless you got like a black chimney that's silver grade or whatever, where it has to show through at least a little bit. Put liquid in it, you're not going to see anything anyway.
No.
Mm. Especially if you're using a one that's coloured.
Right. Right.
Or
Especially if you
even
don't have a clear.
coloured- Or even a coloured tank.
Yeah. Well, like think about the blottos that had the ultram glass for it. By the time you had that and filled it with juice, you weren't seeing a whole hell of a lot, even with it being a black chimney with a white embossed emblem. Given it was better than some, but
Do you know what always struck me though? Everybody goes on about the colour of Ultim. What colour are most of our e-liquids by the time they've steeped?
yeah, I know. I thought about that.
They're the same bloody colour. Oh look, he's
No,
got
you need-
an Ultim bottle.
I was gonna say you need to drink more water, Craig.
Exterminate. Exterminate.
I mean, it's
But
in
no,
that.
I remember. I think it was like yesterday, day before. I think it was Basardo put it up. Basically, somebody made a comment on some forum he was on and said, about how bad things were getting in the States and politically and blah blah blah. Their whole reason of the time frame they said that everything got horrible and everything changed in the U.S. is when people stopped smoking Marlboro cigarettes and started vaping strawberry, blah blah blah, and this and that, and pooping these things. And like I said, I think it was Basardo, it might have been Dimitri. Either way, they ripped into him with a 6-paragraph fact list of just reasons, and they have proper responses to stuff. It's like, this is how we need to respond to this. That was a very well thought out, well worded response, and how it should be. Explained things properly. You had medical bullshit behind it. It's not somebody's opinion.
What's wrong with
It's not medical bullshit. It's medical fact.
Right.
fuck off,
We
Red?
We have tens of thousands of people who are alive because they started vaping instead of smoking.
Well, I think you're one of them as well, Bill.
I am one of them, and so is Matt.
Yeah.
Well, I think you have obviously all the health benefits that we all know all well. It was funny. I was talking to somebody that is a smoker the other day at work about cigarette prices, actually, because they were talking about what they smoke and blah blah blah. And the one guy, he actually had quit, I don't know how many years ago, but he was saying he smoked 3 packs a day.
Yeah.
But he smoked I don't want to say the weaker brand of cigarettes over here, but it was a cheaper, And I was like, no, I used to smoke Newport menthol hundreds, a pack and a half, 2 packs a day. And a guy who smoked 3 packs a day looked at me like, oh shit. It's like, yeah, those were not, even back then, they were $7, $8 a pack. And now I think the last time he went to a gas station and saw them, they were $14 to $15 a pack, something like that.
The
price has gone nuts.
Yeah.
And that's before you cash out and have taxes on it.
The last actual pack of 20 cigarettes that I bought cost me £6.20.
I think
that was
last pack I
2013.
bought were like £7.50, something like that.
Yeah.
I think mine would have been £7 or £8, but then I used to always smoke Benson and Hedgehogs.
Poor
I was a Marlboro smoker. Or if the money wasn't there, I used to smoke things like Pall Mall.
Oh no, Bill! Come on. Oh,
No,
those will kill anybody.
Pall Mall in this country are totally different to Pall Mall in the US.
Dude, those things. I remember my buddy's grandpa used to smoke the Pall Mall Reds. Those things would kill anybody with a quarter cigarette. Holy crap!
No, Pall Mall in the UK were very different because
Sovereign, Mayfair, or Richmond.
Yeah, when I was a kid, I smoked the American Pall Mall. I smoked the American Marlboro.
Dr. Sanders has put something in. You're totally right. Totally.
I mean, it's funny. I remember my niece one day was asking about, vape flavors and shit, this kid, a couple years ago, before she was even legally old enough to go buy the stuff. And first off, it's like, well, you're not old enough, so it's kind of a pointless conversation. But she's like, well, I just want to get something with zero nicotine. You know, everybody's, you know, no, there's literally zero reason. Why would you start vaping at 0 milligram and then have the, you know, then I could see it being an issue if you're going to start, you know, going up and up or however, depending on your reason for using it. But why even introduce anything into your body if you don't need it to get off something worse?
Somewhere around here, I've got an original Marlboro tin. Do you remember the original tins you used to get with a little metal flip top?
Oh, geez, you have one of those still?
Yeah. It's
Oh,
my mum.
wow.
Those, I've got a Marlboro Zippo. Thing was, I used to smoke the soft pack Marlboro Reds. Used to collect the blue pulls off the top of the soft packs.
I'd say, remember the marble points?
Send 15 or 20 to Marlboro. You could get jackets.
I was just gonna say, remember the jackets, lighters, ashtrays.
Yeah,
And some of the weirdest products too. They put their brand on anything they could think of.
Marlboro, man.
Oh shit! I forgot about that.
Emphysema, man.
Right.
I had a couple of different Marlboro jackets because I had the paddock jacket.
Here's a one for you talking about old adverts, Bill. I saw an advert the other day for cigarettes for people with asthma. Help your asthma with cigarettes.
I think I saw that where it was like, it was like, these are the cigarettes that are for the people that need like the relief from asthma. What?
America were worse than we were.
Far worse.
Oh,
I
my
mean,
God.
I remember, or it's funny, I saw a thing a couple days ago. A guy was showing like early inventions, like Victorian era stuff like that, like medicines and stuff that were just not a good idea type things. It was literally what was it? It was either a teething syrup or like something like that for babies, right? It was what was in that one? It's chloroform, morphine, and there was something else in it too.
And that's child medicine.
Yes. Specifically advertised for teething kids. I think it was like arsenic or something. But it's like, that kid's going to stop screaming, all right.
£17.80 for 25. Fucking hell.
I am so glad I stopped.
Gee.
Fucking hell.
No, now I'm curious. Now I want to look up my last brand that I smoked and see what they cost now.
And Marlboro Golds were cheaper than Marlboro Reds.
Mm-hmm.
Where's Mel gone?
Yeah.
Mel's not falling over the back of the sofa again, is she?
No, in between the cushions.
That's all right. Hey, do you think about it? If Martin is a doctor and I'm a doctor, now we have a surgery in here. All we need is a secretary to say, I'm sorry, you need to call back at 9 o'clock.
Well, obviously that's the redneck vapor.
He's the secretary.
Yeah.
God, if we're relying on him to put things in the computer and write things down, we're fucked. I'll have to buy more crayons.
He hasn't finished eating the last box.
So basically, unless you go to one of those like dodgy online sites to get your cigarettes and do all that, they are now $20 a pack.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
I dread to think what Benson's are.
I'll say, now think about this though. We obviously know the health benefits, so I was going to go earlier. Think about the financial differences. Take our purchases of other things, Craig, out of it. But think about the amount of money we really were spending weekly just to smoke.
Hey, how did I click on that without meaning to? Just ignore me.
Well, I worked it out. For what I used to smoke, I could buy a new G class every week.
Yeah. B&H Gold are £18.31 a pack.
Okay, now.
What about Marlboro Red?
They got to be 20 quid. Got to be.
Thing was, in the 80s, my mum and stepdad had Shopham sub post office.
Yeah.
So we had a trade account. So I used to get my fags at Trade Less.
So I did the math on it real quick. Roughly, it would have, if I still smoked the way I used to, it'd be about $3,600 a year
Yeah.
at today's prices.
God, you could nearly buy a purge mod.
And keep in mind, that's only if you went through a pack every 2 days. So like if you went through a pack every day, when I did at my worst, so a pack and a half a day, so double that. So yeah, there's people out there that are easily going through 10 grand a year. Like easily 10 grand a year in cigarettes, you know.
Martin, what do you mean smoke other things? What could he mean?
Mark, just please tell me you're not that jackass that does the spliff bullshit and mixes the no.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're ruining both halves of a horrible fucking coin if you do that.
No.
Yeah, you've got to remember something. We didn't have a lot of grain in the UK. Most of ours was resin.
Oh, so you actually had to stretch as much as possible.
Yeah.
So you had to mix it with tobacco.
Yeah.
No, I did that one time in my life. I'll tell you what, that was the worst taste, and just you feel sick.
But yeah, in the UK we'd be looking at less than. It's a lot more green now, but back then.
Well, you've got medical places up there now, depending on what you know. Region you have.
Back then, you'd be looking at less than 20% was green.
Jeez.
It was 80% or more was resin.
So Mel's working on a garden notebook. Why don't you just buy a spade like anybody else? It was a lot easier.
It certainly
doesn't bend like the paper
soil,
either.
Certainly turns the soil better. But
I mean,
you know, some of the,
not only has availability obviously changed drastically. I mean,
Yeah.
I can literally online order and go to a drive-thru and pick it up now. But past that, I remember when it was years and years ago, it wasn't hard to get a hold of, but where it came from, you had no idea. God knows how it was done, you know.
I mean, I was fortunate because one of my best mates was a dealer. He wasn't able to get an edge like I could on a knife, so he couldn't cold cut.
No.
So if he tried to cold cut, he would waste anything up to a quarter of a bar. And if he hot cut, he would still waste 10 to 15% of a bar because it burns off.
I always preferred 1.5 litre Coke bottle, plastic Coke bottles, put a hole in the side, and then you got your turbo.
No, see what you do. You take the 2 liter bottle. This is not instructions for anybody. There's a 2 liter
1.5
bottle
is
with a you know, those nice plastic bags that your bread comes in. You attach it in a certain manner.
Yeah, it's funny that because my liver doctor won't let me have it either.
I always used to, if you want to get really stoned, just do a bucket bowl.
I've got a guy on TikTok. I need to send you a video, Matt. He created a leaf blower powered device and got the
legal vape 3,000.
He got the inflatable costumes.
Dimitri Pink.
It was Dimitri, wasn't it?
Yeah. It was the legal vape 3,000.
I'd love to see Dimitri stoned would be fucking brilliant.
Good Lord.
I actually saved that video on my YouTube thing because that
It's
was
fucking
just one of
excellent.
the best piss takes ever back in 2014.
No, you know what that makes me think of though? As far as like spoof comedy, like vape videos I've done over the years, is when Dash Vapes did theirs.
Oh, Dash Vape.
the,
Dash Vape.
the types of vapors videos. Oh my! And my strange addiction to vaping one.
Yeah, but
Oh geez.
but the thing was, Phil didn't put many comedy ones out.
No.
So when he did, they were well thought out. And
As I remember watching that one. That one was great. I haven't watched that in forever.
Yeah, the Legal Vape 3000 was just the best one ever.
There's been a few videos in vaping that I remember. And another one was Grim Green and Dwayne on the way to
Which one?
on the way to Run to the Sun.
Yeah.
When he hired a Dodge, he hired the
Talking about the
new
Dumont
Dodge,
Dunes video.
he hired the new Dodge Charger, didn't he?
Oh, when he rented
Like-
out? Yeah.
They got pulled over for speeding because Dwayne was driving.
Wasn't he doing like 120 or something like
He was
that? Or
doing
150 when he
110,
pulled
yeah.
over?
The worst thing was he was driving down the road, re-wicking. He was re-wicking while driving.
I'll give Dwayne this one though. Only guy I've ever seen be able to take his mod, put it in his lap while driving, and keep his eye on the road and drip.
Oh yeah.
Oh, do you remember that stupid gadget that you?
I was just thinking of the easy dripper.
The easy drip.
the easy drip it fastened to
It
your
always
side
fell
window.
off. It always fell off the
Do
window.
you remember Solo had one? And he
Yeah.
nearly crashed. He nearly crashed his truck. He,
Oh
he fell off and got stuck under the brake pedal.
Ooh.
Oh, that ain't
Luckily, it was okay. Nobody got hurt. Yeah, it was all right. But I thought, oh, for fuck's sake, Mark.
Jesus.
If you're going to talk about legalization of drugs, my personal opinion on the legalization is that most drugs should be legalized, and by that I include speed, cocaine, LSD.
Now, if
All
you're
of
going to do
those.
that, though, Matt, if you're going to do it, you have to do what we should have done all along and remove all these stupid warning labels from every product. That, I'm sorry, if you need the warning label, you shouldn't even be buying the product in the first place. Wood
Look,
chipper, do not insert hand. Really?
It will never happen. No, the only one they will legalise is cannabis because they know cannabis.
Hmm.
They know cannabis is essentially harmful to 99% of the people. There are a few people who are allergic to cannabinoids, and there are a few people who can't have it because of drugs that they already take. But 99% of the people can quite happily smoke cannabis without any serious effects. It's a drug that it's ridiculous. Well, that is unless your name's Lisa and you make them into. But anyway,
And forget which batch was which.
get Lisa some 6,000 milligram fucking edibles.
I'll say I have to watch the original still because I didn't realize they had both on here. But I found the 2005 Reefer Madness movie this morning.
Oh God, that was hilarious.
I started watching that. I'm like, oh, this is wonderful. Like, I'm just dying through the whole thing.
Your America's what it turns you into a lunatic and a zombie.
And turns you into a devil worshiper and all that. Yeah.
I was already into that before I started smoking it. Oh,
No, Lisa, no mention of brownies. No.
Lisa, I thought of you the other day. I saw this video. This woman's dad, he just retired the last couple of years, was having real pain issues, and obviously he can't ingest inhale because he's got issues with his lungs, blah blah. So they went to a legal dispensary and bought him a cookie because they figured, okay, cookie, not a big deal. It was 1,000 milligram cookie.
Mm.
The best part is when he finally stopped laughing and finally realized that every bite of food he took, he couldn't open his eyes because it was so much flavor. He just couldn't do both things at the same time. He goes to walk out, go to the other room, to the bathroom or whatever. They've got, remember those old, I don't know if it was like 70s or 80s, maybe 90s, the fucking wall clocks that were the cat with the tail swinging back and forth.
Yeah.
They had one of those on the wall. He stops, walks by, looks at it, and goes, for like 3 or 4 minutes, and just looks at this fucking cat and then realizes it and walks away.
So it gets worse than that. I've got one of the Salvador Dali clocks that's melted over.
Oh, the
side.
melting?
Oh.
The only thing I did stupid once was one night I may have had some cannabis, and I ended up driving somebody home while stoned in the snow. Now, the driving bit, I can drive in snow. That's not a problem. The issue was the snow. You know when you get snow coming towards the windscreen, it's like
No.
You get that warp speed effect, don't you? Oh, mate, it was.
Add other factors to the situation.
Oh, mate, I must have been doing 15 mile an hour.
And at the same time, he's dodging every other snowflake.
Oh, fuck me, that was just fucked up.
I mean, I've made mistakes with experiences, back in my younger years. I'll tell you. We always know there's certain LSD type things that you don't do certain things when you're doing those.
Yeah.
First, there was an 8-foot mirror on the one wall. On the facing wall and joined onto the front wall was about 30 of those porcelain painted China dolls.
Oh
yeah. You're sitting there watching TV and you're fine, and then it hits and you're like, why are all of you looking at me?
Stop looking at me.
Yeah. And then you got to get up and you catch the reflection of all of them in the mirror, and then it's over. Then you're just done.
I think one of the funniest ones I ever had, I was skinning up in a marquee at a folk festival. And my ex-girlfriend sat the other side of the marquee, and she's trying to signal and catch my attention. Stood behind me was my mother. As I'm skinning up. Anyway, enjoyed that one. Half an hour later, I'm skinning up again. And guess what? My mother had come back because she'd forgotten to tell me something.
Should have just pass her joint, mate, and be done with it.
Yeah, but you know how innocent my mother is. She didn't even realize what I was doing.
No, the best is when you're young and dumb and you think, especially under that influence, like, I can outsmart the situation. I can outthink this if I do it a certain way. And you get real confident in your abilities. My genius self thought, okay, if I ask for dinner this way and text my mom, hey, what's for dinner, blah, 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 it'll be this is what's for dinner, and I'll know. It's usually went along with us, hey, we're grabbing our food now, it'll be in the kitchen, and then they're in the basement eating their food. The one time my mom decided to bring the meal up to my room, son of a bitch. You think you're being clever and you get yourself busted just trying, because you thought you were clever. Oh, good times.
I mean, Now it's funny. After that one, though, the incident in the marquee, a few of my friends in the dance team, they used to ask me to skin up because I used about a quarter of the amount they all used and got more stoned.
Now, see, Martin, the head shop aren't the place because you can't sell anything at the head shop. If you were smart, you'd open up a Taco Bell right next to the dispensary.
This explains where Taco Bell's expanding so quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it isn't the quality of their food, is it?
No.
I worked there for over, 6-7 years. No, it's not. There's a reason that the boxes, when they come in off the truck for that company, literally don't say that they're, this beef, da-da-da. No, it is seasoned, what do they call it? Like seasoned beef something, basically where legally they couldn't be tried for having a certain percentage of meat versus everything else.
Seasoned beef substitute.
It was something along those lines, but it wasn't. I know it wasn't substitute, but that's a tofu based kind of idea.
Spray beef
Seasoned
curtains.
meat product.
Yeah, it'll be soya spray beef.
Textured vegetable protein.
Ugh.
One of the things too that I understand for food safety you have to have stuff at a certain temperature for shipping and stuff like that. But when stuff comes in so rock hard frozen, and you're not cooking, but reheating procedure is a literal bath of hot water that you put it in for a half hour and then serve it to people.
That is just wrong.
I thought you'd like that one, Martin. Sprayed beef curtains.
I was trying to ignore the curtains part. I was trying. The Bob's Burgers in me came out, and I'm like, no, happy birthday, no.
I mean, that's what always gets me about the spat between Victor and TVP. What has he got against soya-based meat substitute? Half of the Filipino diet's based on it.
True. Vic is obsessed with his Greggs, isn't he?
Mm.
I can ruin everybody's day real quick. I saw a lady on TikTok this morning that moved over here from the UK and was trying to use Jimmy Dean sausage to make sausage rolls with gluten-free pastry.
Why?
On the behalf of the UK, I would like to apologise for this moron. We also have morons here, quite a lot of them.
And keep in mind, she's using the Jimmy sausage that's in the tubes with the metal crimp on the end, like the soft, no casing sausage.
Yeah, I mean, we can buy sausage meat. Not made into sausages, just a...
Well, right, but isn't traditionally you would use a case sausage?
No, you'd use a sausage meat.
You just use sausage meat and roll it, wrap it in pastry, seal the pastry on the side.
That is very true, Lee. Most of the morons are in government, yes.
Yeah.
Jeez, most of that was like 9 years ago. Like 8-9 years ago, at least.
I'm waiting for him to say, Mel to say she got food poisoning because of you.
That place don't need no help. You gotta remember back, I think it was like 2005, 2008, somewhere around there, all of a sudden they got rid of the green onions they had on everything that was pointless anyway, because there's no flavor to them. They were just, a garnish basically. But they had I think like salmonella or something like that outbreak in the green onions.
No, wouldn't be salmonella. It'd be the other one.
Salmon rusty.
No, the one that really gives you the shits.
E. coli.
E. coli.
Yeah.
Because E. coli is more common in vegetables than.
Let's say when I said it sounded. That's what I thought.
That explains Trump.
A virus. Okay.
Vegetables.
All right.
And
Vegetable.
So Trump is E. coli.
Or a vegetable.
Or both.
I mean, I feel it'd be more like when West Nile was a thing, because you get that annoying buzzing in your ear before you have the infection.
The best one I heard like that, Martin, was a American tourist. Like you get the tourist trips of Americans going around the castles and everything. And they were stood at Windsor Castle, and the American tourist with his camera turned around and said, "Why did they build a castle so close to an airport?"
No, the funniest one I saw was somebody some Americans hired a Chrysler hire car in Italy and were driving down the streets of Rome.
Well, that would have been fun.
There was about that much space between either side of the street and the wing mirrors.
Yeah.
And they get to the bottom and they found the road they should have used to get to where they were going.
Mm-hmm.
The trouble was, once they'd committed to the street, they couldn't reverse because they would be reversing uphill with no idea how the hell to get out of there.
Well, let's be honest, American driving standards are poor.
Oh, got to give them some credit. They did manage to get to the bit they were supposed to drive on.
Put it this way: as far as like speed limits go in the U.S., if the speed limit that's posted is not the minimum speed you're going, somebody's going to get angry at you, and yeah.
Well, that's just like here. That's me.
Like that is the minimum speed you're supposed like that is the mindset. That is the minimum of what you're supposed not the maximum. That is your minimum speed.
The ones that piss me off, and they seem to piss off the engine in my car as well, are the 60%ers. Whatever the speed limit is, they won't go over 60% of it.
Unless it's a 30.
Yeah, and then they'll do 50.
Yeah. You follow them at 60 mile an hour speed limit, 45. 50 mile an hour limit, 45. 30 mile an hour speed limit, 45. It's like, what are you doing?
Well, like there's a guy I worked at. He's there, whinging because a buddy of his ended up getting a speeding ticket because he was doing like 90 or 100 down the highway for like an hour straight trying to get somewhere. Mind you, the funny part wasn't the fact that he got the speed ticket. He never got pulled over. They now have, for cases like that, especially where it's real obvious that you're speeding, there are now planes that fly over all over Ohio and possibly other states, I don't know, that are actually just for that purpose. They're using the plane and all the cost of fuel and all that, just have them fly overhead and catch people speeding.
Oh, we've got worse than that on the motorways. We've got average speed cameras.
Mm-hmm.
So what you do is you enter it at 50, accelerate to 130, and then slow down. Average is that, you see? Don't think that's the way that the police want me to do it, but fuck it.
Well, you know.
No, but they have the cameras set at different points throughout the
Yeah.
area, though, as well.
Yeah,
So you can't.
No.
you don't know where the cameras are going to be.
Yeah.
Well, what kills me is, obviously we've always had the not one issue, but you've always had police at certain points over here. So there's obviously more police, and you always have are you going to hit a spot and there's going to be a speed trap or whatever, right? It is. I don't know if it was a law change or what it was, but like 5 years ago or so, all GPS now will warn you if there is a police officer setting up ahead doing a speed trap.
Yeah,
It's just funny because it never used to be like you never used to know, and now people will report it on their GPS when they drive past a cop sitting somewhere. So, mind you, same thing as an accident, but you can report either one, and then it shows every other person with that same GPS system.
yeah. When I went to Manchester the other week, I used Google Maps, and that told me where all of the speed cameras were, where the average cameras were, and everything.
Yeah.
That's what I thought was funny.
You just slow down.
The problem is, it really is hard to fool the average cameras,
It is.
because if you go more than about, if it's posted 50, if you go more than about 55, they will get you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they have to allow 5%.
No, they have to allow 2%. It's 10% plus 2 miles an hour, which means technically it's 57.
It's not anymore. They've dropped it. It's
Oh, they
not
have
10%.
dropped.
It's not 10% anymore. I have lost my license 5 times for speeding on the UK roads. I know the laws on speeding.
5 times, Matt.
Yeah.
Now, how many of them were on 2 wheels? How many on 4?
4 of them were on bikes. The last one was totting up. Technically, partly bike, partly car, but mostly bike related.
What did he buy a Reliant Robin and fucking take it for a joyride?
No, I had cars and bikes at the same time. I've had quick cars as well.
That's a good question to think about. Do you guys only have one license, no matter which vehicle you're going to drive?
Yes, but we have.
We have to have a separate license and a whole different, thing if we're going to have a bike.
You have class.
We have
One
classes.
Different,
but then you have
different categories.
You'll have categories of license. So my license says motorcycle unlimited. So it's I can ride any bike, full bike license. Car with trailer, van with trailer, minibus up to
11. Yeah,
that's it.
16-seater.
Man's been restricted because I'm on a 3-year license now.
I've seen his
All
driving.
right, Matt, get the minibus. Let's find a field.
I'm on a 3-year license anyway as well.
And then, of course, you've got a PSV license.
Your PSV's 3 years, isn't it?
Yeah.
But your car license, but you
you
can lose your PSV, but you won't lose your car license.
I don't know. I need to double check that. My license expires in February.
And mine expires in October, okay?
Full thing. So.
I've only been banned 5 times.
And they keep letting you back.
I've never actually been banned. I've
You're
done
not trying hard enough.
I've done a couple of the speed awareness courses.
Try harder.
I haven't
No,
done
I just know where to drive and not get caught.
I have had 3 points for a traffic signal camera, which there's no course for that.
Well, what would the course be, though, Craig? Sit here in front of this computer and watch different traffic signals and tell us when it turns red?
A ban is it used to be, a ban is anything over on a motorway. It's anything over 100.
Yeah, straight ban.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Just immediate?
Right down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Riding too slowly.
Yeah. If you've done
Oh.
under 10% plus 9 mile an hour, you get a speed awareness course. If you've done over the 9 mile an hour, you won't be offered an awareness course. You'll just be given points and potentially a ban.
Matt, at least said about going slow on a bike, and all I can think about is the freaking cyclist now.
Not cyclists.
No, but you know how frustrating them bastards are. Especially you got 15 of them trying to use the entire road to get through somewhere.
I don't know why,
First
Martin. I think this is disgusting, and I'm going to stick up for Martin here. I think Martin should be allowed to drive. Why can't he put his window down and have a white stick out the window? I'm not being funny.
No, he can echolocate like a bat. Get one of those clickers and just click it and you know.
Martin,
Oh shit, old lady. Okay.
If you drive on a motorway, you'll be fine. Just follow the bumps.
Just stay in the middle.
You've got braille. You've got braille for driving.
Yeah.
Well, right, and think if you need a warning, you'll just keep your windows down. You hear a scream, turn left or right a little bit.
No.
You know,
No.
left or right.
If you hear a bang and a scream, stop the vehicle. Always. Reverse, bang. Forward again, bang. If
No
there's
scream,
no noise, you're good to go, and off you go again.
And most modern cars nowadays have actually lane keep assist anyway.
Oh, don't they just? Don't tell me you keep it on. Mine gets turned off.
See, I've never
Yeah, I
had
do,
that in my
actually.
cars.
It's so fucking annoying. You go near a white line and it's like beep 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 beep. beep. Oh, fuck off. Or it
no,
actually it'll grab the
mine
wheel,
doesn't beep. Mine pulls me back a bit.
turn it
Wow.
I've
off.
sat there
Nope.
with my hands off the wheel, and it's come up saying, "Put your hands back on the wheel."
Hey, Craig, have you tried? Has yours
Put your
got
hands back
the?
on the wheel. What, okay?
Has yours got the? Please keep your eyes on the road one.
Not that I've noticed yet.
Right, mine's got that. It comes up if you don't drive. You know, wheel drive one-handed. I don't give a fuck who will do it.
Yeah.
It's got the sensors in the wheel, and it's got the eye sensor, so it picks up. Which is a good idea if somebody's tired driving a lot of miles.
Oh, the fall asleep sensor thing. Okay.
So it's got that in. Or if you put sunglasses on, the car has a panic attack. he thinks no one's. It makes it. I become invisible. The car has a panic attack. So every time I get in, it's like sunglasses.
Matt found the sunglasses from Big Daddy.
Oh, I soon fuck that up. Fuck the car up. The ADAS system, which is what it is, that just gets turned off every time I get in the car. I do not need the car telling me how to drive. Thank you.
Well, not even that. I understand the assistant trying to keep you in your lane and blah blah blah. But what if you're doing that on purpose because somebody's creeping on you on the other lane and they're about to hit the side of you, so you're trying to move over a little bit and it readjusts you back into it?
No, it doesn't allow for things like that. It's really fucking annoying.
They've got, I was going to say, those radar sensors are on both sides anyway. So if you've got someone.
Proximity sensors everybody around you. And
it will.
By law now, all cars must have ADAS fitted.
Yeah.
What is it? Automatic digital something or other system. It monitors the driver and what you're doing. Just another way of monitoring your driving.
Also monitors anything coming up behind you as well. Little flashing thing on your mirror.
Drive faster.
Yeah.
Nobody keeps up then.
And it also will, if you don't quite press the brake hard enough, decide you were getting too close to the vehicle in front and jam your brakes on.
Oh, mate, done it, jam them on.
Oh, fuck that.
Fuck yeah! Oh no, seriously, I tried.
I drove a hire car with that, and it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, mine's got the radar where you got the cruise control and you set your cruise and then it keeps the distance, all of that shit, which is great. And it's also got the system where you can drive in traffic in town and it'll brake for you. When the car in front pulls off, the car will pull off. Okay.
Yeah.
The trouble is, sometimes the system sort of has a bit of it goes a bit Dave, it goes a bit dodgy on the old sensors, and it sort of decides we need to brake hard and just hits the brakes as hard as possible. And it's fucking.
You get whiplash from your own car system.
All right, you can fuck off. I'll drive. You shut up and just stay quiet. Honestly, I just don't see why cars need that system.
Well, think about the drivers on the roads in most places. Most people have their phones literally 2 inches from their fucking face while they're driving.
Yeah, that frustrates me.
Yeah,
I've been known to use my horn more than once for that shit. Or the light will turn green. They're still sitting there for a minute and a fucking half because they don't want to move. You have making use of that minute. I'm gonna honk at you for that minute. If you're sitting there, I can tell you're on your fucking phone.
Have I used
my phone's hooked up to the stereo?
Yeah.
And my phone is put in a special case that is in the armrest, so it's actually just behind me, so I can never touch my phone when I'm driving.
It's in his pocket. It's called a nutcase.
Bollocks.
Same to you. I've been driving since I was 16 on bikes and 17 and with cars.
Yeah.
In my entire time of driving, I've had 2 accidents, car accidents, and 3 bike accidents, 2 of which were very minor and one which wasn't. Definitely made up with that one that wasn't, but
yeah,
it's by taking all this away from people, you're going to encourage people to be on their phone more.
That's my first thought. You give these options, all this and that, and
it is. I don't think it. I mean, mine light bills, my phone, and probably Craig's is all integrated into like the onboard, the Android system.
Yeah.
Or Apple if you've got an Apple phone.
Yeah.
So yes, if I need to answer my phone, I can, and I can answer my phone and talk, or I can call somebody hands-free and talk. Yeah.
I was going to say, my button to control all that is on the steering wheel.
Yeah, same here.
I have all that on my wheel, yeah. Same thing with every radio function you would need,
But I tend to just turn off the phone function if I'm driving, because even just talking while you're driving can be a distraction.
It can,
yeah.
I mean, it's one thing if I've got 9 sat next to me and we're just chatting, then I can still concentrate on the road. But if I was on the phone, it's a different matter, because you are distracted by the phone, even if you are completely hands-free.
Yeah.
One thing too, it's a person in the car, they can obviously see what you're seeing. So something comes up, they're going to stop talking and let you folks in and whatever.
Yeah.
You might have somebody just going on about whatever over the phone, and all of a sudden you have an issue, and then an incident happens.
Yeah.
I must admit, it's very rare that I talk on the phone when I'm on the car.
Yeah.
I try not
to. I mean, 9 times out of 10, if someone phones me when I'm driving, I'll hit receive and say driving, and then cancel the call. And that's as much as I will ever do, because I won't use it on the phone. Won't use the phone when I'm driving.
Yeah.
Right.
because no matter what people say, it's still a distraction.
I say, you know, what gets me even worse than just the cell phone people driving is you see the motherfucker with 2 earbuds in while they're driving.
No, I will
Like-
never use. I've used single Bluetooth headphones hooked up to the phone, but only a single
Right.
one, because I still need to be. I can still hear a lot of what's happening with the car
Yeah.
and road conditions.
Hmm.
No, but these
Quite
idiots that
often
have,
I drive
AirPods
with my
in, you can
window
tell them
down
to
a
listen to
little
music
bit
at
as
full
well.
volume.
If you've got anything obstructing the hearing from both ears, you're not safe to drive,
No.
because you've lost a lot more awareness of the vehicle and your surroundings than anybody realizes.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, just go simple. Think about like emergency vehicles, sirens and everything and stuff like that stop traffic.
Yeah.
You're going to go right through an intersection and plow into a fire truck, ambulance, whatever, if you can't hear it coming. Which, funny enough, they have lights now attached to most intersections here that light up a special blue bulb or white bulb if anything is anywhere near the excuse me, the area for ambulances, fire, whatever. But the funny part about that is when they put those in, the question was, so is it, because mind you, if the light goes on, it's within earshot. Like you can hear the siren if that light's on. So did you put a light in place for the hearing impaired drivers?
Or just for the dumb fuckers?
Hey, if they're doing it for hearing impaired, why don't they do it for Martin? See, why can't Martin drive?
You see why it's like
We
it's
need
like
to
we're-
start a campaign to allow Martin to drive.
That's
think
it.
about
He
safety, though.
needs
Where
the
does combination turn into
the guide
safety?
dog. When it starts howling, he's got to hit the brakes.
No, I've got it, Martin. We're gonna fit you in a horse and buggy. We're gonna have you get a guide horse. He'll take you anywhere you need to go. See, problem solved.
Welcome to dumbass technology due to Tyler.
Well, it's been working for the Amish for a number of years.
Yeah.
See,
True.
Not necessarily work in a metropolitan area.
I was going to say it still works in Dublin.
True.
The number of horses in Dublin that are just used to get this heads home.
Yeah.
it's not drunk driving. If I'm riding my horse, he's driving.
Yeah, but you're still
Breathalyze
drunk in charge of
him.
the horse.
You can't get me done for drunk in charge of a cycle and drunk in charge of a horse, you know.
I mean, then you got the guys over here that just ride their lawnmower down to the bar, and then
I was at my best one though was back when I was 14, getting a speeding ticket, doing 60 through town on a push bike. I was training for a road race.
I bet that went down well with the policeman.
Yeah. The trouble was, what could they attach it to? At 14, I didn't have a driving license.
right.
For fuck's sake.
And I'm sure there's no laws regarding speed of cycle bikes.
No, the national speed limit is still applicable to push bikes.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
Even traffic lights as well. Not
Yes.
some cyclists
That I
fucking
understand.
bother
Yeah.
with them.
But it always made me laugh because my birthday being in August, I was one of the youngest kids in my year. All the kids at 16 were getting their 50cc sports mopeds.
I remember the days.
And I was going faster than them.
On a push bike.
on a
Right.
push. Made me laugh because there was one bit I was just cycling gently up to a start point for a 10-mile time trial stretch. I knew it was an exact 10 mile. So I was just going gently along, sort of 12, 18 mile an hour. And a couple of my mates went past on sports mopeds. 2 miles later, I went past them at 65, 70 because I did that time trial in 9 minutes. I did the 10-mile time trial stretch in 9 minutes.
Jeez.
And they're wondering what the hell. They were laughing at me as they went past. They weren't laughing when I went past them once I hit the time trial. They really were not laughing. Local cycling club was really pissed off as well because it was their time trial run that I used. And I refused to join the club because they were a bunch of arrogant wankers.
And you probably have their time.
Well, they expected you to buy all of the right cycling gear and all of the right, and you had to have the latest bike and all the rest of it. I'm like,
there's a thought for you guys. Bill in Lycra.
I was going to
Bill
start
never wore Lycra.
Not on a bike, anyway.
Oh, hang on, yeah, I did wear it on stage a couple of times.
Oh, God.
Except that was spandex.
Oh,
See, Matt, if you had ended the show
was
5
the
minutes
early
ago, we
80s.
wouldn't have had to endure people with this knowledge.
It was the early 80s. Everybody in heavy metal bands wore spandex.
it's not big and it's not clever, although it was a cold day. Right.
Pants
I'm
so,
gonna
tight,
end
you,
this-
pants so tight you could tell what religion they were.
I'm ending this show before you get us. Right. I shall let you guys do your goodbyes.
I'll go first then.
As soon as,
I was waiting to see
Yeah.
what you went.
as soon as I kill the conversation, I'll go first. I hope everybody has a really good week. The group's there if you need us. We say it every week, and it is genuinely meant. If somebody needs us, we're there. I hope.
Like a lycra codpiece.
Will you shut the fuck up, you twat? I never
If anything,
wore a-
Bill needed a chastity belt growing up with the nurses.
Never gonna happen. Not with nurses. Anyway, I hope you all have a good week. I'll hand that over to the Redneck Vapor.
Yeah, thank you, Bill. No, like Bill said, everybody knows. You guys need us. You know where we're at. I understand the group on Facebook's mostly just, sharing dumb stuff and, memes or whatever. The private chats are there if you need us. Goes to anybody. We can always open a room. It's not a big deal. We had somebody reach out this past week that needed help. We can be there in 5 minutes. It's not a problem.
And they're still alive.
So, yeah, I mean, everybody have a good week. Nothing big for me. And, yeah, Greg, say your goodbyes, bud.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks everyone for joining us. As both these other two reprobates have said,
Are
the group is
dying.
there if anyone is needing any help. Hope everyone does have a good week. We'll be back again next week. And I'll pass that on to you again, Matt.
You ever have friends with the emotional capacity of a 4-year-old? You ever have that? No, because I realized the small thing
Sometimes.
that I said that you both
Sometimes.
just started dying on.
Mel
Read
is not
what Lee put in chat.
Mm,
Mel, no problem whatsoever. You're
Yeah.
always here.
Always there, Mel.
yeah.
Yeah, bit of fun show, bit of a laugh, bit random, which is it's kind of what it's more fun like that. I think random, bit of a giggle.
We still get our serious points in, so it works.
Too much serious stuff gets a bit boring, to be honest. I think, but no idea what next week's show, but it might end up being another random one, but we will see. Yeah, like the guys have said, if you need any help, just give us a shout. So we're always about. Yeah, don't think there's anything else. So I hope everybody has a good week. Try not to murder anybody or hurt anybody. Well, don't get caught for it anyway.
I was gonna say at least they'll get caught.
Don't get caught. That's the main thing. But yeah, try and have a good week, guys. So for now, it's goodbye from us lot, and we'll see you all later.
Yep.